right, man. Let's retry. A couple technical difficulties helped us get to this point, but kick this off. Your name, what you've done, what you're doing, and all that good stuff.
All right, my name is Bobby G. Lewis. From Boston, Massachusetts. Originally from Brockton. I live which is 20 minutes from Boston, but over here in the States. I'm a natural pro bodybuilder. And my day job, I'm an auto detailer. I own a small auto detail shop, so I work for myself.
Nice.
And then part-time, I do some personal training. And also I do a little bit of online coaching as well.
Nice. All right, man. Kick things off with your competition history now. You're a pro bodybuilder now, so what kind of led you to that point?
So originally what led me to that point was I went to a good friend of mine was competing. I knew about bodybuilding, but I knew nothing about where the shows,
right,
and how to get involved. So my friend was actually competing and invited me to a show. So I went to the NPC show, so it was a non-tested federation.
Right.
But I loved everything about it.
Yeah.
And just watching the show, I was like, man, I really, really want to do this.
I got you up there.
But I don't want to take anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, you can, but there's non-tested federations. And I was like, oh, really? And then I was like, well, I wouldn't know where to start. Yeah. I don't have a coach or anything like that. And he was like, I'll coach you, I'll guide you. And it took off from there.
Nice. So how many shows have you done and stuff?
I've done, say about 8 shows now.
Okay. All bodybuilding?
Yeah, all bodybuilding. So my first season was back in 2013. So I did 2013, 2015, 16, and now 18.
Nice. So in that time, how did you place? How did you manage at each show?
So my first show, 2013, that was like I did all right and I think I did. I came first in novice class.
Nice.
And I came third in the open class. So, and funny story with that, I actually listened to your interview with Jack Thorburn, and same thing happened to me at my first show as happened to him when they called I was supposed to be in the debut class. When they called my class, I was sitting in the audience as well.
Oh man.
So same deal. I freaking ran up there and try to run out on stage, and they were like, "Dude, no, you're there's no way you're going out right now." So
for sure,
I was like, I legit thought like everything I just worked for and prepped for is like literally down the drain at this point.
Yeah, totally.
But they ended up just throwing me in the novice class, and I did well. I won first place in the novice class, and I came third in the open.
Nice.
So that was a good, first season. Yep. And my second season in 2000 wasn't so great at all. I honestly didn't even place top 5.
Okay.
It was like a horrible prep, man. There's a long story behind it, but it was just a horrible prep and a bad relationship. Me and my girlfriend at the time were both prepping and thought it'd be a good idea to do a prep together and a show together, and it ended up being a recipe for disaster, to say the least.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. So 2000. So to go from your first show ever, and you win your novice class, and you come third in open, and you're a little on cloud 9,
confidence
and you think
your
second show. Exactly. You think your second show is going to be easy peasy, and you got this, and then that wasn't the case, so. Right. But it was a great learning experience, to say the least,
Yeah, for sure. So then after that?
So after that was, so I came back in 2016 to try to redeem myself.
Yeah.
And I did well. I think I did 2 or 3 shows that year.
Yeah.
I think 2 shows. Yeah, I did 2 shows. And I placed second in both shows. So I always like the federations were OCB and the WMBF. So I placed second in both those shows. And then I took 2 years off. And then now I just competed in two shows this year. So I did the Yankee Classic, which is an INBF show.
Yep.
Which is the pretty much the amateurs of the WNBF.
Right.
And I came second in my open class. And then 2 weeks after that, in August 4th, I just competed out in Brooklyn, New York at the OCB Big Apple. And that's why I won my pro card.
That's sick, man. How old are you?
33.
33. How long have you been training?
Well, there's a lot of versions of training. When you say training, like, actually knowing what I'm doing in the gym and like real training.
Yeah, real
I'd
training.
say about the last three to 4 years.
Okay.
But I've been in and out of the gym my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, my first competition was 2013. And even then, I really had no clue what I was doing when it came to like training, nutrition, and all of that. I was just kind of doing what someone told me.
Yeah.
And then I would say 2016 was when I worked with a new coach, and I started to learn a little bit more, and I started to do my own research, and really started to like actually train, and each training session had a purpose when I went in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. So explain that a little bit, how your training has kind of shifted from, 2013 to now 5 years later, 2018.
So 2013, my training was pretty much just the bro split,
Okay.
I'd go in, do my bro splits and, chest and tries, back and bis, hitting everything once a week.
Yep.
And just drop setting everything,
just
going to failures. Yeah, just super setting, killing myself. Knew nothing about deloads or anything like that. What my training volume was, frequency, you know what I mean? Like, just go there, move the weight around, get a good pump, and tear shit up,
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that was like typically, and like that was typically my approach then. And then now, just working with like new coaches. Currently, what I've been running is a push pull leg split.
Yep.
Then I really like that during prep. My two coaches. I worked with Christopher Barricat. And I had a coach from South Carolina who did all my Alex. He took care of all my training. So for the first 2 months of prep, I had programs from Alex. And then after that, Coach Christopher Barricat has a program called Max Hype Extreme, which is a well laid out program for intermediate to advanced lifters.
What's that called again?
Max Hype Extreme.
Hype.
So I'm not sure if you're familiar with him and Chris Elkins. They created that together.
Okay.
So Chris Elkins and my coach Christopher Barricat created this program, and I ran it for the majority of my prep after that. And it's basically it's an 8-day split, so it's pretty much like an upper lower rest, and then you have 4 days on after that.
Okay.
But it's, you're hitting legs like 3 times a week.
Nice.
High. Yeah. So it was really high volume, high intensity. It's as far as different, each week you're hitting a different rep range and stuff like that. So it's a pretty well thought out program that I ran for the majority of my prep.
Right.
But towards the end of it, I found that the three leg days a week were like a lot. And were hard for me to recover from.
Right.
So, being that it was a little hard for me to recover from the 3 leg days, that's when I went to a push-pull leg split.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you started training, seriously, did you notice if any muscles responded better? Like, did muscles lag behind? Anything like that?
Definitely. My upper body responds very well to, like, minimal effort. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my upper body blew up.
Okay.
And my legs have been like my hardest body part to like really build up. I have made, huge changes in my legs from my first season.
Yep.
But just body, my chest, my back, my biceps, like those just really just came like nothing, but my legs are like that really that body part that took a while to really get to where they are now, and I still got a lot of work to do.
So what did you find, worked for your legs? Was it the more volume? Was it hitting them hard, high reps, low reps? What worked for you?
So originally, like I said in the beginning, it was like a lot of high volume. I would just, 20 reps on everything, 20 rep squats, leg press,
Yeah.
leg extensions, lunges for days. And don't get me wrong, like I would definitely get a huge pump.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really responded into muscle growth. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So after a while, I tried, going really heavy.
Yep.
And I felt like that was where like my legs definitely started to, actually develop and grow a little bit.
Yep.
So the thing with that is I do have like a little bit of injuries, like hip injuries, and mobility is not that great. So
Yeah.
I had to kind of find like a happy medium with, going heavy, but at the same time doing things in a safe manner where I don't hurt myself,
Yeah. Now, do you do any direct like mobility work, like stretching or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So before all my workouts, I do like a warm up and do some mobility drills.
Yep.
I learned a lot from working with the coach Alex. He programmed a lot of mobility work for the beginning of all my training sessions.
Yeah.
So like the 90 and 90,
Yep.
just normal, a lot of mobility stuff to like help with my back and my hips. So like I said, I have a screw in my hip. So that was like a big issue.
Yep.
Especially at the beginning of prep, because I felt that when the heavier I am, that's when like my joints take a beating.
They feel it.
But as I started to lean out for the show, my joints started to feel fine. I felt amazing, and I was actually able to push like more weight as I got leaner.
Oh, that's interesting. So, injury wise, have you ever? What's like your most severe injury? I guess.
Most severe would be my hip. So what happened with that was this happened a while ago. I was in junior high school and I was like trying out for the track team.
Okay.
And I actually, I was in practice and I pulled a muscle in my hip.
Yeah.
I heard a big pop. And I'm the type of guy that like hates the hospital. So I paid it no mind.
Yeah.
I didn't tell my mom. I just like legit limped around for like a week.
Right.
And then, the pain was starting to get unbearable, so I was like, "Hey, Ma, I think we need to go to the hospital."
I might need a trip to the clinic here soon.
Yeah, so mom takes me to the hospital, and they actually keep me there overnight and do an emergency surgery and say if I didn't come in that day, my hip would have broke by like the next day.
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think I was like 13 at the time.
Shit.
So they did an emergency surgery and they threw a big screw in my hip to keep it in place.
Yeah.
And I think what happened with that is me being so young.
Yep.
And my body growing, just the way like my body has grown in a line, like things are like a little off.
Right.
So the other side's always compensating for the left side.
They're all jacked
so there's
up.
just a lot. There's a lot going on, but like I said, and I was just the type of guy that paid no mind to that stuff and just go in the gym and kill it. But ever since working with, like I said, that coach Alex, really put things in a perspective for me to make sure like I'm taking care of my health and stuff like that.
Yeah. So with your hip in mind, is there any movements, exercises you got to like for sure avoid, or is there ones you got to modify with?
So like I have that mentality, which is stupid, and I shouldn't think like this, that because I'm a bodybuilder I need to barbell back squat.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to like, I'm just coming to that realization that the way like my body mechanics are set up, and especially with this hip injury, like it just might not be,
it's not in the cards
for me,
Yeah.
So other than that, no, everything feels, everything, I can pretty much, I really have no limitations. And it's touch and go. Like some days I'll feel $1 million, and then, one day I'll just be walking normally, and then my hip just starts to give out on me and hurt for no reason. But when I'm in the gym, it's totally fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Now, what about cardio wise? Has your cardio stayed consistent over the preps, or have you modified and changed things?
Huge difference in that previous preps. So my previous preps have always been like 2 hours of cardio a
Oh
day,
my God.
7 days a week, like just murdering myself. Um, and in regards to this prep, I think the most cardio we got up to was 5 days a week,
Yep.
and that was for, we do like a 3 minutes list,
Okay. Yeah.
almost 5 times. So we did 2 hour sessions a day, 7 days a week.
Seems to be the common trend with you is trying to go all out all the time, eh?
Right. Well, I think it's, I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? And I was working with a coach who that's the way he did things. And I was like, all right, this is what I got to do. So I'm going to do it, you know? And it's so crazy when I look back to think of what I was doing, the foods I was eating, the workouts I was doing, how much cardio I was doing compared to this prep. It's insane. It's crazy. Really mind-blowing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's dive into nutrition a little bit. So now do you follow, there's kind of two sides of the coin, right? There's the clean eating crew, and then there's the flexible, if it fits your macros, make it all how you want it. What side of the coin are you on?
In regards to my preps, first off, I was always the clean eating crew.
Okay.
Just your typical bro foods, chicken and rice, protein shake, chicken and rice, same drill every day, salmon at night. I was on like a strict meal plan, eating the same foods every single day. So I did that for the majority of all my preps up until this year. This year was my first year doing if it's in mac, and I didn't, even though it was like if it fits in macros, I wasn't that asshole trying to see how much bullshit I could fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning of prep, my carbs were really high. Yeah, I'd throw in a Pop-Tart here or whatever, but I still made sure that I was, getting in my macros, eating my fruits and vegetables, because I don't not like those things, so I don't mind eating them,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if it fits your macros reasonably.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Now, did you notice anything in your physique or training wise when you switched to more of a flexible approach, or was it pretty much the same across the board?
Absolutely. So for me, I think with the whole flexible approach, first off, just mentally, it was more beneficial to not have to eat the same thing 7 days a week for the next 16 weeks.
For sure.
Just to have that little bit of, that room and flexibility definitely helped me out mentally. But physically, definitely I felt as if, I think just in the way I prepped into this season here, I was able to keep more muscle mass.
Okay.
I stayed full pretty much, muscles were pumped and full the whole time. I really didn't get flattened out until the last couple weeks where, you really can't help that. But for me, I know a lot of people, it depends. There's some people that are for if it fits in macros, some people for not. I think it's all depends on the person individually and what you can adhere to best. But for me, it was a huge difference for me, mentally and physically doing the if it fits in macros approach.
Cool.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Nice. So what about refeeds and stuff like that? Did you incorporate those? Did you not? Was there any, say on leg days, did you have a higher carb day? Anything like that you did?
I did have refeeds, but everything was just based on kind of when I needed it type thing. There wasn't no set day or every 3 to 4 weeks. You know what I mean? It was like I said, it was just kind of when I needed it. So a lot of the times with coach, what we did was, if I was hitting new lows very, very fast,
Quickly,
or,
yeah.
if my weekly averages were big drops, we would take an refeed or something like that, so
Yep.
kind of just on a needed basis, I would say.
Right. And what would a typical refeed
But that
consist of?
was definitely. What was that?
What would a typical refeed consist of?
As far as numbers or food?
Give me both.
Both. I think my refeeds were nothing crazy, honestly. I think I was taking in about 300 to 400 carbs in on a refeed.
Yep. Nothing wild.
And as far as foods, the first time I think I did a refeed, I did eat like crap. You know what I mean? And I felt like crap after. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So the second time, I made sure I just ate foods that I know like responded well with my body. You know what I mean? Just like keeping it clean with some rice, a little bit of sweet potato, some cereal here, maybe a bagel or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Standard
nothing too
stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What about supplements and vitamins and stuff? Do you use a lot of that? Like, I know some coaches are like super like, okay, here's your list of like 20 vitamins you're going to be taking on prep, and some coaches are like, okay, make sure you got like a good multivitamin and maybe like a couple other things. What about you?
Yeah, we pretty much the basic stuff. We didn't do anything too crazy. All I took was I was taking a good multi. I was taking my fish oils. I was taking a green supplement. Creatine was in there. Yohimbine was in there towards the end.
Right.
Ashwagandha was in there.
Yep.
What else did we do? I think that was pretty much it. Like vitamin D3.
Yep. Standard stuff.
And yeah, standard stuff. Nothing too crazy at all. Just the regular basics,
Yeah. I think people put way too much into supplements when it comes to like a prep. Like they're gonna just make or break them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree. Like at the end of the day, they're supplements. They're supplemental. They're not like, you don't absolutely need them, but can they, help out maybe on 1 or 2%? Absolutely. And if you want to cover all those variables, then absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I see so many people before they even have their nutrition down packed, they're asking me about supplements or spending tons of money on supplements, and they don't even know how to track macros or calories or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. What about like, are you big into like pre-workouts or anything like that?
Yeah, I like a pre-workout here and there, but I'm not like, I need my pre-workout like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely do like take pre-workouts here and there. But like I said, I think if your nutrition's covered, then that should be definitely enough fuel to have a solid workout. But sometimes, I'll take a pre-workout. Sometimes I'll just do like a black coffee or something like that, or sometimes I'll just take nothing and just have that fuel that mental fortitude you need to just go in there and do what you got to do.
Yeah, get you all pumped up. What about peak week? Did you guys do anything fancy for peak week, or you kind of stay the steady state, or what?
Yeah, nah, nothing fancy at all. But so we do peak weeks, and the first peak week was good. But I felt we might have pushed food and water a little bit too much.
Yep.
So I looked on. We did a 2-day 2-day backload.
Okay.
So I carved up on Thursday and carved up on Friday.
Yep.
And on Friday morning, I looked money.
Right.
Like I woke up looking like spot on. And then on Saturday when I woke up, I just felt like I was holding a little bit water. I feel like when you wake up on competition day, you kind of always have that look for some reason. Like you don't look as best.
So annoying.
What was that?
It's so annoying. Like I find even like after eating a bit more after the show, I'll wake up Sunday and I've got like new veins that I've never seen before, and it's like, why couldn't this have happened yesterday?
Exactly. Yeah. Sunday you look ridiculous.
Yeah.
So on, like I said, on Friday I definitely did look money compared to like Saturday, but I still looked good, but it wasn't the look that I had the day before.
Right.
And I felt like it was either two things. It was we pushed it a little bit too much, or
Yeah.
my activity level on Friday completely changed. Like I
Oh.
was really like I didn't do much all
Yeah.
day. I was in the car, I was driving to check in. I was
Right.
like so pushing all that food and water and not being active.
Yeah.
I
Not
felt like
using it.
really just exactly, yeah, I felt like that really played a part in the way I looked when I woke up in the morning.
Right. So moving ahead, would you maybe opt to do like a little bit less food before that?
So that's what we did. So that was the first peak week we ran, and then the second peak week, we did cut back on food a little bit,
Yeah.
and did cut back on water a little bit, and
Right.
I was money on Saturday as well.
Cool.
Coach thought I was still a little flat, but I thought I looked good.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's always important to even have a coach, or just to have that second eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because other people can always see things that you can't see. So, like I said, I woke up and thought I looked money, and I had other good bodybuilders that were like, "Yo, you look money," and then coach is like, "Dude, you're flat." You know what I mean? But he
You're like,
knows me
what?
because he's been working with me. Yeah, he's been seeing my body for the last 33 weeks, so he knows when I'm pumped, and
Yeah.
he knows when I'm full, and he knows when I'm flat. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
yeah, we did cut food a little bit on the second peak week, and I think we looked good. We definitely looked good. I filled up good right before stage, and
Cool.
yeah, it was definitely a successful one.
That's awesome. Now, do you opt to do a longer prep and give yourself tons of time, or are you more of a 12, 14 weeks, let's get in and get out? How do you approach prep?
I'm definitely more on the
Yeah.
longer side of things, taking your time.
Yep.
My first few shows, my first two, I did my first show I lost 50 pounds in 16 weeks.
50.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, dude, that's a lot.
I lost 50 pounds in 16 weeks, and I was eating like absolutely nothing. Calories were very low, and 2 hours of cardio a day, straight murdering myself.
Wow.
And I did the same thing the second prep, and I think I lost about 40 in about the same amount of time, or maybe a little bit more.
What was
It
your
wasn't
weight?
until
What was your weight difference between the two?
My first show, I mean, like as far as when I lost, how much
Yeah.
weight did I lose, and what I end up on stage?
Yeah.
So I think I started prep my first show around like 230, 235, and I weighed in at 178 on show day.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, bro, 16 weeks. It was brutal.
Yeah, no doubt.
Straight brutal. And then same thing, I think the second prep, I came in, I started about the same, 230, and I came in around I want to say like 180 something, 190 almost. I can't remember. That was like 2015. That was a while ago. But then 2016, we took a more, I was working with another coach, and we took like the slow route.
Yep.
And that's when I really started to like, I kind of like this better.
How long did you have?
But that prep was 24 weeks.
Okay.
So I did a 24-week. This prep, it was the longest. This was 35 weeks.
Now, in your mind, was that maybe too long, or was that enough?
No, it was the best. This honestly was the best prep ever. Like,
right.
The first few months, food was still high, and I wasn't even doing cardio, so it honestly didn't even feel like I was on prep.
Yeah.
And because I think I've went through those first two preps of like going gun ho right out the gates with cardio and calories very low, that it was easier in a sense that like taking a slower route kind of had me feeling like this is nothing. Like, and it's funny because it's like the whole time I was like waiting for it to start sucking. Like, all right, when's this gonna suck?
When's
like,
it gonna hit me right in the face?
Yeah, then it hits you and you're like, shit, man, I still got I still got 6-8 more weeks of this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So what did your weight go this time? So from 33 weeks or whatever, what was your weight?
So I came in, this prep, I tried to start at a better place. So I think we started at 220 this time.
Okay.
So I was 220 and I came in at about 190, 192.
Okay, yeah. So, 30 pounds.
Yeah, so I lost about 30 pounds in a 35-week prep. So, yeah, this by far, honestly, like I said, was the best prep compared to all the other ones, especially the first two.
Yeah.
Even though I did well in that first show, the preparation was just brutal for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you feel...
I legit... Go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy. Finish your sentence.
I was just saying, like, this prep, I legit ate way more food compared to, how much calories I was taking in. And I did more than half of the cardio, more than less than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing week, and this time I was only doing 5 days of cardio and the clean eating compared to the macros. It was just a completely different experience. And even, like I said, even though it was 35 weeks, it was the best prep I ever had.
That's awesome. What was I just gonna say? 35 weeks, 30 pounds. Oh, do you feel that the longer time allowed you to like retain more muscle?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And it all depends on how you prep as well. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when we're not doing that much cardio, we're able to preserve more muscle as well. I feel like if you're causing your, definitely, you have to, some people you have to incorporate it. Like, there's no way around it to get shredded. You need to do some freaking cardio. But when you're solely like relying on that and not the I feel like you're gonna burn through their muscle a lot quicker.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I definitely think like I'm starting prep here in October, and I'm giving myself, I think it's like 27 weeks, which is the longest I'll have too, and I'm looking forward to having more time.
Yeah, absolutely. And like they always say, like whenever you think you'll be ready, like add another 5 weeks, or you know what I mean? Because you just never know, like what life happens. Just because we're prepping, life doesn't start. So it's always good to have that buffer of just like a few extra weeks. And if you're ready before, then you can eat up into the show. But
100%.
if not, at least you have that buffer of a few weeks to grind it out and make shit happen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you kind of peak early and then you, as you just said there, eat up into it or hold it, or are you like the week of the show is like, all right, this is it, this is the finish line?
I've always, so like for instance, my first show, I had what I was doing, but like we were obviously ready. I was shredded my first show.
Yeah.
But the second show, like I said, wasn't a good experience. Third season, we were in a good place, but I honestly could have prepped for another 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I still had some body fat to take off.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was peeled and could have ate up into the show. It was like, we're here, we look good, but
not great.
We could grind it out a little bit, but I just was done at that point. I just was like,
I'm out.
I'm done. I'm doing the show, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then this one here, same deal. Like we definitely wasn't eating up into the show. You know what I mean? We were still working and grinding to the very end.
That's awesome. So now that you've got your pro card, what's next? What goals do you have moving forward?
Improving, man. Trying to get ready for the big boys. So no plans as far as stepping back on stage anytime soon.
Right.
My goal is to at least take off 2 to 3 years, at least 2 years, and then I'll kind of evaluate and see where we're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I gotta improve. The pros are just like a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I just want to improve, man. Work on weak body parts. Try to bring up my legs. Yeah. I feel, just knowing myself, my upper body's good. I can always improve on, some more shoulders or triceps, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my legs are like my biggest body part that needs to be improved. So I just want to hammer my legs for like the whole body, but definitely hammer the legs for 2 years, and then I'll reevaluate, see where I'm at, and then I still want to go back and get my WMBF Pro card.
So you have it. Even though you have it with the OCB, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So then the WNBF, that's a separate organization altogether, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So my plan would be to, whenever I do step back on stage, go after that WNBF Pro card, and then hop right into an OCB Pro show. Okay. And then maybe a WNBF Pro show right after that.
That's sick, man. So for your off season, do you keep your coach, or do you kind of take yourself under your own wing? What do you do with that?
Right now, I'm kind of just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now I'm like I said, I try to right after the show, go back into the gym, and I'm eating a little bit more food and try to go kill the weights. And I found that just was not going to happen. Like my body was just like, bro, you need to like chill. So like I'm still hitting the gym, but like it's, I'm going on we're in week 4 right now, post show.
Okay.
So I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit better, but like these past week or two, like my body, my joints, everything has just been like aching and taking a beat. And I think from putting on a little bit of weight and also just trying to go in the gym and go ham.
Yeah.
So yeah, but currently right now for the off season, just kind of doing my own thing.
That's awesome. Do you now in the off season, do you switch up anything, or do you kind of stick to your training plan? I guess obviously it's really early for you in the grand scheme of things, but do you plan to switch things at all, or are you going to stick with what works?
I think I might do a upper lower rest push pull leg split. I kind of like that split.
Yeah, that's cool.
So besides that, no. So I'm either gonna do just push pull legs or upper lower rest push pull legs. So those are the only two splits that I really do like right now. But right now I still am just doing push pull legs, and like I kind of just on like autopilot right now, auto regulating stuff. So like the other day, I planned to do a push workout, and I ended up doing an upper workout. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of going with the flow right now. Like I said, just trying to get my body like in a good place before I even try to start pushing some like, you know what I mean, some real weight.
Yeah, especially
like
after how long you prep
everything. For. Yeah, exactly. Prepping for 35 weeks, it's like it takes a little toll on your body. So and then now reversing out of that, just you do have to take your time. I think a lot of people are just so eager to get back in there and just stop moving weight around and hitting PRs because they're eating more food. But you really have to take your time and let it takes a while. Like I don't think people realize how long it really takes your body to fully recover from a prep, especially depending on how long you did prep for. Never mind just how you feel, but hormonally and all those things, you know what I mean? So
there's a lot of factors.
So you definitely have to be like patient right after your prep and just, and it depends what your goals are. Like I said, I'm not hopping back on stage for at least another 2 to 3 years, so I'm in it for the long haul. I'm being patient. You know what I mean? Just, I'm not trying to injure myself or anything like that. So
now how do you handle like do you think like a year from now you might get like a little bug to be like shredded again, or do you think you'll be like, nope, I'm sticking to my plan, 2-3 years, no?
I'll definitely get the bug. There's no doubt about that. Like, the bug will definitely come, but it's if I react on that, and I'm definitely not going to react. like I said, my biggest goal is just improvement. I'll definitely will see everyone getting lean and be like, oh, I missed the stage and I want to get shredded. But
Yeah.
I know what the end goal is, and that's just what I'm gonna stick to. You know what I mean? I know getting back on stage and getting shredded again in a year is gonna do me no good.
Yeah.
As far as what my end goal is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's key. That's good. That's good. All right, man. Let's finish this off with just kind of like a rapid fire Q&A for you. Just some random questions you can answer quickly. So, favorite body part to train?
Legs.
Legs. Now, with that in mind,
even though they were my work.
Yeah.
What was that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, even though they're just that one body part that needs so much work, so I get pumped up when I'm going to try to improve on something like that. So definitely legs.
Yeah. Now, what exercises? Like, give me your top 3 exercises you're gonna hit on legs.
Hack squat, leg extensions, and split squats.
Ooh, nice. That's a good trio right there.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Favorite cheat meal?
Burgers. Damn, that's a tough one. I want to say burgers, but it's either burger or pizzas. But we're gonna go with burgers for now because I've been loving burgers lately. So we'll say burgers.
What do you get on your burger?
Just lettuce, tomato, onions, mayo, ketchup, maybe some bacon if I'm feeling like real froggy.
If he's feeling fancy. Nice.
Yeah.
What's your biggest?
My buddy was just telling me about these peanut butter jelly burgers that we gotta go try. So.
Wow. Hey, if it works, right?
Right.
So what's your biggest pet peeve in the gym?
Curling right in front of the dumbbells.
Yeah. Get out of my way, man. Yeah.
I hate that. Like when people would just do any exercise in front of the dumbbell because you want to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
So if I got 100-pound dumbbells in my hand and I can't go put them back because you're curling right in front of the 100-pound, like that's just that. Yeah, that irks me.
It's getting angry just thinking about it.
It just happened the other day. That's why, and the dude tried to really give me an attitude about it, and I was like, "What?"
You're like, "Bro, I'll
Dude,
drop
I go
this
to
on
a
your
commercial
foot."
gym.
Yeah.
I go to a commercial gym a lot, so you see a lot of madness in there. It's quite entertaining, man.
For sure. What's your cardio of choice?
I'll have to tag you with some stuff.
Yeah, please do.
Cardio of choice right now would be the elliptical, man. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Either the elliptical, the arc trainer, or just walking on the treadmill at an incline.
Yep.
This was my first prep that I incorporated HIIT.
Yep.
I am not a big fan of it.
Yeah, it kicks your ass pretty good.
It got the job done. You feel good after HIIT, but man, it gets brutal, especially towards the end of prep, and those energy levels are low, and you got to go in and get that HIIT done. The HIIT was tough, so
nice.
Definitely opt for the low steady state.
Yeah, for sure. We touched on supplements a bit earlier, but what's your top 3 supplements?
Top 3 supplements?
Yeah, if diet is on point, training is on point, you got a couple extra bucks to spend, what do you buy?
I don't know. I always keep creatine in.
Yeah.
I love creatine. A good pre-workout.
Yep.
And some greens, man. Some good greens.
Yeah,
super
for sure.
green. Some type of super green.
Nice.
I definitely feel a difference from when I'm taking my green supplement and when I'm not. So
yeah, totally. With creatine, do you do just like 5 grams a day kind of deal?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I just do 5 grams a day. Yeah. Pretty much. Yep.
Do you take it at a specific time or just when it's convenient?
Majority of the time I'll take it right in the morning or after I work out.
Oh, okay. Yep. Are you a believer in nutrient timing a whole lot? Some people say don't have carbs before bed, they're going to make you fat, or have your carbs around your training. Do you have any thoughts behind that?
I do. I don't I'm more on the it does matter in a sense.
Right.
Like I felt a huge difference from having the majority of my carbs around training.
Yep.
So, but I'm not up to like not have carbs during certain times or things like that.
Right.
That whole don't have carbs before bed crap. I think that's stupid.
Yeah. I agree.
But you don't know what you don't know. I used to say that shit back in the day. You know what I mean? But until you know. But yeah, I think nutrient timing is definitely important.
Cool. Last one. What's your 2 or 3 big pieces of advice to someone coming up in the sport? Maybe someone getting ready for their first show. Anything to that extent.
Biggest piece of advice. Have a coach that knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yep. And be patient and take your time.
Yeah.
That would be, you know what I mean? Working with a good coach, and being patient and taking your time and just knowing that this thing doesn't happen overnight.
Yep.
Is key.
No, that's awesome. Good way to end this. Quickly, man, plug your Instagram and stuff. Where can people find you?
Instagram is Bobby_biceps1.
Classic.
Cool nickname someone gave me, and it's just stuck ever since. So yeah, Bobby_biceps1.
Nice. Now, do you have a website or anything? You mentioned earlier you have like online coaching and personal training and stuff. Do you have a website or anything like that?
No, not right now. All of that stuff's in the making. During prep, I was like trying to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I even started like a YouTube channel, and I was gonna document the whole prep. And I think I legit uploaded like maybe 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
And it legit, man, it was just too much. I couldn't juggle everything, so I was like, you know what, everything's gonna have to wait till after prep. Yep. So pretty much all I did was just keep my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And the personal training I did, and even the last month of prep, I had to cut out the personal training. So it was just a little bit too much. But all that stuff is coming, man. I'm gonna get back on the YouTube website to be up shortly.
Sweet.
Got some merchandise coming, so I got a lot of big things planned. Cool. But for now, Bobby_biceps1. Stay tuned to that, and you guys will see all the stuff that's coming.
Awesome. We'll keep a lookout. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. That was great.
No, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on, and good luck with your prep, man. I'll be following along, so definitely good luck with that, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, man. We'll stay in touch, and you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, man. You too, brother.
See ya.